much time do we have in this break? I want to talk to you, we have enough time here. I want to talk to you a little bit about something that I found as I was preparing for 828. David, you know, I prepared for a year just reading as much as I can. I just kept going over the Moses story and the exodus of, you know, the Israelites and the time they spent and Jeremiah and all of it. And I get to the god of ancient Babylon, and I see what happened in ancient Babylon. And the god of ancient Babylon was Baal, B-A-A-L. And this jumped out at me so much. I was just like, oh my gosh. And what it was ancient Babylon and the Tower of Babel, and we'll do a show on this, so but let me give you the highlights here. Basically, the king says, you know what? We're all going to be one.
Yeah.
And it's the first socialism.
Yeah.
Totalitarianism. Totalitarianism. And the god of ancient Babylon was Baal, was the god of weather and war and commerce. So in other words, and the reason why is he who controls the weather, he who knows what's happening with the weather, then can make money because of the plantings and everything else, and also can wage war, because if you know what the weather is going to be like, you're not getting trapped in a snowstorm or anything else. And I thought to myself, this is the same God. We are now worshiping, or the environmentalists are now worshiping the ancient god of Babylon, the god of weather.
Exactly. And
they're saying, you got to worship the god of weather. That way there won't be war, and that way there'll be commerce, and we can all live. It's repeating itself from the very beginning.
And it really is ironic, because their whole assumption behind all of environmentalism is that the Earth, and particularly its climate system, is very fragile. It's all unstable. So that, for example, changing the proportion of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere from 27 ten-thousandths of a percent to 39 ten-thousandths of a percent can have caused catastrophic climate change. And that doesn't make sense in terms of what we read in the Bible, which tells us that God made the heavens and the earth, and when he was finished making it, he looked at it, and behold, it was very good. Now, if I were an architect and I designed a building so that if you leaned on one wall, all the feedback mechanisms magnified the pressure of that, your weight on that wall, and the whole building collapsed, we'd all say, that was not a very wise architect, right? Why are we saying that the God who designed this creation made the climate system so that that tiny change in atmospheric chemistry could send all of it into catastrophe?
Back in just a second. Well, that's assuming there is a God, and we all know, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Back in a minute.